What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? A bitch look a mess, but it is what it is. I just washed my hair, twisted it up a little bit so it can dry. But bitch, this what y'all gonna be getting, okay? I don't care at this point. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot. It took me a couple of hours to do this shit, bitch, and that's why I go to the shop. But I haven't been to the shop, so when I get there, bitch. We going to the island, so I fit right in, okay? So this is Love and Hip Hop, Atlanta, season 8, episode 11. XX baggage. First of all, happy holidays to everybody, all the servicemen and women who out here. Happy Memorial Day. I hope you guys had a good time. It's some sun coming out right about now out here, but for the past 3 hours or so, right when everybody was outside cooking and having a cookout and everything, motherfuckers had to pack that shit up because it started storming, and I'm so glad that it stopped because it was fucking up the TV. You know what I'm saying? And so, we gonna see how this go. So, and I mean, it was coming down. It was coming down, baby. Like, it wasn't no drizzle. We can just play this by hand, but no. So, let's get into this episode. Everybody's getting ready to go to Trinidad, okay? Spice is over there and Gambia doing her little performance that she's doing over there. And she's not coming to Trinidad until the day that she has to do her performance there. And so, therefore, we already know that Trina, wrong person. What's her name? Carly Red is gonna be in charge of the trip because that's who she designated. Carly is from the island. She was like, lit kid girl, so we going to Trinidad, and I know everybody here because this is my home and all this shit. Okay, everybody having a good time, getting ready, and going on the trip and showing where they at and all this stuff. They get to the airport. Jock and not Jock, but Scrappy and Bambi, the luggage is lost or whatever. And so they get on the bus, and right off the bat, Carly is telling them, I didn't take offense to what Carly was saying, okay? Oh, look at this new growth, y'all. I didn't take at least it's mine. I didn't take offense to the shit that Carly was saying. You know what I'm saying? Because Carly, in my eyes, I felt like Carly was excited for the fact that she's back home. She's in her environment. She want to show her friends around. This is what we do. This is what we gonna do. I'm gonna show you this spot, this spot, this spot. We gonna be twerking. We gonna be whining outside and shit like that. We gonna be doing it. Just like Tokyo, like, they got strip club. Take to the strip club out here. They got strip clubs. Yeah, they got strip clubs, but we whining outside. They be whining naked and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I would like to see it. But anyway, she's just telling them the food, the type of food that they eat there, and asking, has anybody ever ate goat before? Have you ever heard of is it rotiti or roti? Whatever. You know what she said. And she said it was like a chicken burrito. That's what it's like. Okay. And the whole time, you got Shekinah saying stuff. You got Tokyo saying stuff. I can't do this. I'm tired. It was a long trip and my knees hurt. My back hurt. My neck hurt. Bitch, that's because you fat. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was a long trip and I'm pretty sure everybody else was doing that shit too. But, us big girls, us big people, we got to get up and we got to let that blood circulate, okay? We ain't trying to get no clots and stuff like that. Traveling all these hours and stuff on the plane or whatever. Girl, you gotta fucking move. That's what it is, okay? So maybe you do need to just go ahead and fuck around and just, sit down for a second and then get up and just go sightseeing and work that shit out. But what I cannot stand is a person who gets on a free trip at that, and you're complaining. You're complaining so much. Shekinah and fucking Tokyo. Be thankful that you're there, okay? And stop all that complaining like you're a little fucking kid. So they get to the hotel. They get they was trying to figure out the money stuff. The currency exchange and all that stuff. They get to the hotel. There's a VIP suite that's extra, whatever. That can go to one of the people there. Tokyo wanted one. She kind of wanted one, but they gave it to Kurt and Rashida because Kurt and Rashida always putting together stuff for them, so they gave it to them. Okay, whatever, if that's what you say. And so they get up in there. They talking about what they gonna do. And see, Carly did the thing with the Indian thing, and I don't know nothing about that, but I do know some stuff. I said, nobody need to know all that. First of all, what really made me mad about looking at them was when They got into the room and Kurt put that bag. Bitch, that bag went through a dirty ass conveyor belt. They don't clean that shit all the time at the airport. And you put that dirty ass bag that was in the back of the goddamn dirty ass bus, okay, or car, whichever one that y'all was in. And y'all put it on the bed that you gonna sleep in. You gonna sleep on them sheets, okay? Like, ooh, no. All right, I'm particular about germs like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you go out of the country, girl. No, it just didn't sit well with me in my spirit, okay? And at the whole time, I'm just sitting here like, I really do hope they have fun, bitch. I just can't wait till Pooh come across my screen because I know Pooh is about to say some shit that is gonna take me the fuck out with her dramatic ass. Like she be doing the fucking most, and we just about to see that shit. And Tokyo, she on the bus talking about something, take me to the hood. Girl, you just got out the hood. You know, you can take a bitch out the hood, but she can't take the hood out the bitch. And in this case, she want to stay in the goddamn hood. Girl, don't you want to see something different? They hood just as bad as our hoods, probably worse, and we probably worse than theirs. You just don't know, okay? You seen one gun, seen violence, and you seen it all. What's going on? You seen the ghetto, you seen it all. I didn't understand it. So we got young Jock sneaking up into what's his name? Rashida and Kirk's room, okay? Because they was just complaining about the dope being, janky and shit like that. But he was like, y'all up in here kissing. This the first time I ever seen y'all kissing. I said, Jock act like a little ass kid when it comes to them. I just don't get it. But moving on, he showed them this video this ring or whatever that he wanted to get what's his girl. It's 3 carats in a stone. And he was like, they said you're gonna propose to her now, you're gonna give it to her now. He said he's at the place where he's ready to get married, but he don't want to do it here in Trinidad, not where his ex there and all the mess that could happen. It's just not the right place, okay, or the right time yet. Understand. And so at this point, speaking of Carly, they want to talk about Rashida getting, in her feelings about the whole thing that's been going on with people going back and forth with each other, and the whole thing with Tokyo and Shekinah giving Carly grief. So she just wants Carly to, control herself in the situation because she knows she can just blow up or whatever. So she go over there talking to him. Carly was over there trying to FaceTime Mo, but it was like a poor connection. Rashida going there trying to see if everything all good. She met her cousins at the airport. She was just like, her whole thing is, she just feel like some of the girls aren't receptive enough to the whole trip or whatever so far. It was like, they feel a type of way, but, she wants them to enjoy themselves, and she's feeling a different way because this is her home, so of course she's going to be a little bit more excited than everybody else. Bitch, I would have been excited to get out the goddamn country on a free fucking trip. You wouldn't have had no troubles out of me, bitch, okay? That's it. Unless you had my big ass doing some shit that you know damn well I couldn't do, it wouldn't be nothing, okay? I wouldn't be no complaints out of me, all right? None. And so at this point, Rashida had asked about why Mo wasn't there, and she was like, he got some work that he needs to finish, and she's trying to do what she can to be a supportive fiance. They still waiting on the DNA test for this alleged baby, and they gonna do what they gonna do. My granddad came right in time to do the fucking line. Yes, cause bitch, it look like a thicket outside. It look like a fucking forest outside. Okay, but anyway, moving on from that, they get ready to go to dinner. Okay, Carly got some reservations, and everybody was cool and everything. And when the food comes out, you got first of all, they was waiting for the food to come out. And, Rashida was like, Carly, you got something you want to say? She was like, to Kendra and Bambi. Well, Bambi and Kendra, they here, they having fun, we turning up, so everything's good. It was like, here goes Shekinah. Girl, so you gonna apologize for throwing a shoe at Bambi and Kendra? Girl, she was like, okay, wait a minute, a shoe? I said, Carly, don't you sit here and act like you don't know what you did. But then she was like, you know what, I apologize. And here goes Shekinah, she's still interrupting. She was like, damn, girl, can I get my words out? One thing I can't stand is when somebody interrupts me when I'm speaking, okay, and try to speak over me. I cannot stand that shit. But then, the food come out. Kendra do say, we all good. She accept the apology. We even, whatever. The food come out, and automatically, without even a hesitation or waiting to see what type of plate you get, here goes Shekinah. What is this? Where the lobster at? What's this? And I'm just sitting here like, even if you don't think that you're gonna like the food, or you don't like the food, when you're in a restaurant, especially in a place that you've never been, you don't be so obvious about it. That's disrespectful. Okay, you do that on the low. You don't, make it seem as if this is nasty. That's disrespectful as hell to the cook, to the staff, and everything. And this a bitch that ain't never, she act like she ain't never been nowhere. Okay, and that's what was making me mad. I'm like, you have some home training, Shekinah. I know you do. Tokyo doing the same thing, but she was quiet. She was piecing it. She wouldn't drink the rum when they did the little toast. Wasting motherfucking alcohol, bitch. Girl, okay. They doing all that. Somebody did have lots on their plate, but then you piecing off the food and you eating it like, don't nobody want to see you eating the food like that. That's disrespectful as hell. And then at this point, Carly trying to understand what's going on, people just being ungrateful and stuff like that, and they overhear what she's saying, and she stands up like she about to get ready to fight. And I'm sitting here like, Shekinah, sit your little Teletubby ass down, okay? Just sit down, because it ain't worth it. Moving on from that, she was just doing the most. I think she's just trying to get some camera trying to solidify her spot on the next season and get her into the main cast. That's what I feel like she's trying to do. Okay, now at first I was here for it, she kind of being on this show, but now I'm like, girl, you doing too much. You doing too much, okay? Then you got Akbar D. She in the studio. She still feeling some type of way after the whole thing between Tokyo the comedian and Spice the white girl. Bitch, whatever. She doing some song, and then Shay comes in there with her daughter. Kind of find out nobody else is there because she kind of is on a trip, and she needs somebody to watch Ginger because Maid Man got shot. And she was telling her the whole thing about how she moved out, he cheated on her, all that stuff. And Akbar B basically was the one that was gonna be there for her, and that's basically it. So basically, what wound up happening is she kind of was like, no, Carly was like, girl, you got up, so therefore I'm going to get up too. What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? You embarrassing me in front of my people and all this stuff. They was like, girl, why don't you just calm the fuck down? We out. She said, I just want y'all to have a good time. And then Tokyo like, how you gonna want us to have a good time, but you trying to tell us what to do and all this stuff. I said that's not what that was going on. You was just being very ungrateful with everything that was happening. She wanted you to have a good time. She's trying to get you to, when you go on a trip or whatever, you experience the culture, especially when you go out of the country. You experience the culture. It's cool to have somebody there that can guide you through it. That's all I felt like Carly was trying to do. Do I feel like Carly was doing the most? No, she wasn't, because nobody else was complaining about what she was doing. It was just these two bitches, and I just didn't understand it. And then she kind of gonna say something. See, I don't like the bitch Pooh, but she was right. She right about you. And I'm sitting here like, ew, what type of person would say some shit like that if y'all are friends over a little misunderstanding or whatever? Throw somebody in her face that ain't even there, that she got issues with. So Carly said, speaking of Pooh, you want to hear recording of her saying that she Hiram saying that he didn't do anything with me? Here we go. So they played the recording and all that stuff, and it was just very explicit. And he said, no, we didn't do nothing. We didn't do nothing. I don't know who telling the truth at this point, but whatever. Rashid and them, they flipped the changed the subject, asking Bambi and Scrappy how married life is and how post baby life is, and he and his feelings a little bit because they ain't really getting it cracking. And she was like, I'm breastfeeding and and all this stuff, and it was like, go ahead, let him take some little titty milk, it ain't gonna hurt him, he ain't gonna stop it. Okay, then they start talking about Rashida and Kurt. They done got it in ever since he been on the doghouse because of this baby thing. It was like, first it was like angry aggressive sex, first you coming at me all pissed and all that stuff. So then I'm just aggressively hitting it. Plus, she had these different wigs on. First it was blonde, then it was red. She had to make us know that she's everyday woman. Okay, she's a different woman all the time. I said, bitch, that wasn't enough to keep him from fucking a different woman. Okay, but all right, if that's what you want to do, Rashida, that's what you can do. Okay, moving on from that. We get to this whole thing with Scrap and Sierra. Okay, listen. Scrap and Sierra, they would kind of make a cute couple. I ain't even gonna lie about that. But No. Okay. Like Akbar said, bitch, this is a day. You may not know it, but this is a day, okay? They up there doing the little gun violence mural, okay, and having a little conversation about, different people in their lives who passed away from gun violence and, did all of that. He lost a brother to gun violence. I didn't know that Sass got shot in the head while he was in prison. Girl, that was sad. And Sass looked good, okay? I said, what was this? And what was I? All right. And of course, Sierra's former stepson, or I should say her stepson, he lost his life to gun violence last year. And then that's when Akbar V pops up. She telling them about Shay Mack and how Main Man got shot. He was robbed and then he got shot. So Scrap was saying how he needs to go over there and talk to her because they're cool. And they showed that throwback 12 years old picture. I said, that don't even look like Scrap. Scrap hit puberty late in life. What was going on? But okay, he looked like Sass. That's who he looked like. He looked like Sass. Sass looked young in the face. Scrap looked like a grown man now. Okay, but in that picture, he looked like a little ass boy. But anyway, so Akbar V brings up the whole thing with Moniece, and you need to get that shit together, give her some dick or whatever, because she got her out here doing all this stuff. And he was like, how am I in the middle of all this? How are you in the middle of all this? Because I'm cool with everybody, okay? And I said, sounds similar to what Sierra was saying between you and Tokyo and Spice and all that stuff. But I was sitting here thinking like, so now y'all cool after you said fuck you to Sierra and called her a hoe or whatever. Fuck you to hoe, Sierra, and all that shit when you left her last time. Sierra said, bitch, I didn't forget that shit. Let's go over here and let's talk. Okay, look, I'm tired of the shit that you doing. All right, it's kind of fucked up. And at the end of the day, we is in this industry. You in an industry where you need to have girl power and this unity to come together, okay? Quit all this beefing and trying to beef with anybody and all this stuff. And it is what it is with them too. Akbar, Sierra, you can talk till you blue in the face. I don't think Akbar V gonna pay attention to it. She's just gonna do what she wanna do. So you got Kurt, Jock, and Scrappy. They going out into the forest or whatever on this little trail trying to see the monkeys because Kurt want to see the monkeys or whatever. But at the same time, Scrappy is in his feelings because he ain't getting no play. Okay, and he hasn't got any play. And I'm surprised that Jock said this, but he got like 50 million kids himself. And we forget that Jock got a whole bunch of kids. Okay. Saying that Bambi had a whole ass human with a whole ass social security card number come out of her. Give her time, take it slow or whatever. Do not listen to Kirk's advice. Talk about something, get a little drunk, get a little drink, give her a little massage, hit the certain areas and places or whatever. That still don't mean she gonna get that shit up. Okay, she don't feel like it right now. In due time, you'll get with yours, okay? Just give her time to adjust to this. Maybe she don't feel sexy. Maybe she don't feel, like she can do it with the breast milk and all this stuff. You just got to sit down and talk to your wife and see what it is. Moving on from that, you got Scrap talking to Shay, and she's grateful for them meeting up because they haven't spoken to each other in 4 years. And he said the last time that he spoke to her was the year before he went in to do his bid. And so we get an update on Mayman. He's okay. He was in surgery for 4 hours. He got shot in his leg. So not 4 hours, but 8 hours. So what I'm going to assume is that once he got shot in his leg, the bullets start to travel. Okay. And that's why he was in surgery for as long as he was. So they had to fix some stuff, they was discussing that and trying to understand why they kind of like fell off from each other because, according to Scrap, Shay was his wing woman. Would help him with girls, who to talk to, who not to talk to, shit like that. And, she said basically you was down with Stevie, you was kicking it with Stevie a little bit too much, and then you was toe licking with fucking Carly, and it's like, these the people that kind of helped ruin my life or try to ruin my life in the industry and personal and stuff like that. And so she just really wasn't fucking with that. And he was like, well, when it comes to Stevie, It was this drug rehabilitation thing program that was going on, and he needed him to come through, and Stevie did say that he would be there for him and all that stuff. We remember that season when he was all up, he Uncle Stevie and all this stuff. And so all he needed was for him to come down, and he could have got some time taken off his sentence, but he never showed up, he never called, he never answered the phone, and he still hasn't even called or reached out, knowing that he's out of jail now. And so, he got to address that, plus the whole thing with Tommy and the whole possibility that Tommy and Stevie probably did something together. I'm mad that they gotta bring up Tommy, and Tommy is not on the show. Like, I would really want Tommy to be on the show, because Tommy and Akbar B probably a fight. But anyway, I kind of miss her, and dare I say I miss Jocelyn on the show. I do. Okay, I just miss the one-liners and stuff like that, and I miss doing her accent. But it is what it is. Moving on from that, they just made up, and she was just thankful that he was there, and so they gonna figure everything else out. So I meant to say, when that whole scene happened between Tokyo and Shekinah and Carly, they was getting on my nerves, trying to make it seem like just because she wasn't, because Carly saying this is her home, this is her where her people are from, and where most of her people are staying at, whether or not she was born there. Oh, bitch, you ain't even here. You need to get a passport stamp too, just like us. You was born up in New York and all that shit. So the fuck what? This is the place that she come to all the time to meet her family and do all this shit. That made me mad. But everybody is cool for the moment now. They busting jokes and all this stuff. They about to go over there to see her family. They was talking about whether or not they're gonna be cooking and all that stuff, and woo. So she said, regardless of the fact that we get into it sometimes, it's all love between Tokyo, Carly, and Shekinah. Rashida and Kirk sitting there talking. Here go Rashida. Y'all make it sound like we wasn't doing nothing, so shit. Do I have to get it popping a little bit more with you, Kirk? I mean, give you a little bit more. I'm sitting here disgusted as shit, okay? Disgusted as shit. Like, no, I just don't want Kirk. Rashida, you deserve so much better, but I mean, if that's what you want, that's what you want. The heart wants what the heart wants. I mean, sometimes we just gotta accept that, okay? And we just accept that, and it is what it is. And she kind of was like, I just thought you was still up in the doghouse. I didn't know you was fucking already. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. They fucking. And then here come Mimi. Mimi said the reason why she wasn't with them on the first night is because she had prior obligations, that she had the business obligations that she had to tie up. Mind you, Rashida said that she was coming later the next day because she couldn't find a babysitter for baby Eva. Now, which one is it? Is it both, or is it either or? Which one, girl? I said, all right. She sat down and she said, okay, before we get started, I just want you to know that, it's a good thing that this did happen, that I didn't come with the girls and all that, because, somebody else called me and they said that they could come. Okay, girls, let me tell you this. So I brought a +1. Is it Ty, girl? No, Ty's still up in Israel. Okay, Israel. My line. If you know where it come from, you good with me. Okay. But anyway, next thing you know, here come Pooh. Everybody like, oh, Carly was like, okay. And then Pooh sat down. She was like, hey, y'all, I see a couple of shocked faces. Tokyo said, bitch, ain't nobody shocked. I just want to know why the fuck you here. I said, damn. Okay. God. Okay. So Mimi was like, y'all need to sit down. Y'all need to talk. Y'all been cool too long or whatever. And y'all need to figure this stuff out, talking about Carly and Pooh. So Pooh like, at this point, honestly, I really don't know what we fighting over, because it's like, it's gotten to the point that it's really petty. Like, we done been through so much stuff together. Our family intertwined. No, not intertwining. Entwined together, whatever. And I was just like, okay, cool. And then, Carly was like, Pooh, if you want to be cool again and you want me to drop this whole thing, all I need you to do is say that you never had sex with me. I never did anything with you or your husband or whatever that you want to call it. I never did. She was like, but bitch, here's the thing. First of all, ain't no priest here, so it ain't gonna be no confession like this. This ain't Usher. These are my confessions. No, this ain't what's gonna happen. But bitch, when you doing some stuff or whatever and you trying to eat pussy and all that stuff, the butthole like right there. So I mean, I ain't gonna say you truly ate my ass or whatever, but you probably didn't know how to eat pussy. So you was just slurping on the shit both holes at the same time. That's what it seemed like she was saying, because at one point she got jock confirmation from it. He was like, I said, Jock looking like, leave me the fuck up out of this shit. This ain't got nothing to do with me, okay? And then everybody trying to figure out what is going on. And so Mimi was like, so basically all this is over an alleged sexual encounter. And it was like, yeah, girl, you just not putting two and two together. This is what they've been saying for the whole time, okay? Girl, at this point, Pooh gets her ass up. And she said, see, this is what I want. Harem had fucked you in the ass and you shitted on my sheets. And I got the proof through this so-called sheet. I said, that's your sheet. That look like a little scarf, Pooh. You look like you putting on, okay? Who saves a dirty sheet with shit on it, okay? You're lying. Now I feel like you're doing the most, and now I feel like Carly possibly could be telling the truth, okay? And at this point, I'm sitting here like, what the fuck is going on? She was like, bitch, and here go a diaper for your loose bowels and all this stuff. And at this point, they going head to head. They about to go head to head. Security holding one back, security holding the other back. Next thing you know, Tokyo get her ass up. You don't be talking to my partner like that. You don't be talking to my partner like that. Pooh said, carve the fat from around your heart. I was like, looking at myself like, wait a minute, bitch. Carve the fat from around your heart. Carve the fat from around your heart, you diabetes bitch. I said, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It was just a lot. And Carly was Mamie was like, Pooh, what are you doing? This is not what you came here for. I said, Mimi, you should have known. But anyway, that was Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Y'all tell me how y'all felt about it, and I will see y'all later. Peace.